Be my guest, be my guest, be my guest with Sean Boy Joe. Be my guest, be my guest, be my guest with Sean Boy Joe.
Up above the streets and houses, rainbow climbing high. Everyone can see it smiling over the sky. Paint the whole world with a rainbow.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the Be My Guest podcast channel with me, your boy, Sean Boy Joe, and Ryan. I didn't think I'd ever be saying that because Ryan is here today on the channel. Look what he's got. Show them your t-shirt. Look, bundle. Love it, and I've got a Zippy one as well. Very apt because we're joined today not only by Zippy and Bundle himself, we're joined by Ronnie Ledrew and Dawn Bowden, and we are joined by Malcolm Lord, not one but three legends, and I can say that because they are, and they've been on my channel many, many times. So we're going to do things a little bit different. Bunches of questions from fans.
Oh.
So we're going to be asking questions the burning viewers a bit later, aren't we, right?
We are indeed.
Yes. But first and foremost, I don't need to go through each and every one of you, and we don't need to be here, as Malcolm said before, until 9 o'clock. Ronnie, talking about your early career. But we would like to, for the people that haven't seen the previous podcast, we'd like to get to know each of you a little bit better. So Dawn, lovely Dawn, we are going to start with you because you have got a lot of announcements to make, as recently you have been wedded.
I have, for the second time. Yeah, so I was, but we've been together now for 19 years. So we took our time and finally decided to give it a go. I always said I'd never do it again. But anyway, I've broken my promise, and yeah, it was lovely. We had a lovely wedding down in Cornwall, in Port Isaac, which is our happy place, and it was a beautiful, beautiful week. And I'm just landing. I've come back to the washing and the garden and all of that caper, and just landing. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, that's wonderful. Not only have you been newlywed, but it's your birthday. Well, it was your birthday, and today it's your son's birthday as well.
It was my birthday 2 days ago, and my son's 30th birthday.
Oh.
Today he's my baby. My baby's 30, and I'm a grandma as well. So and my granddaughter's turning 1 in June. So
sweet.
Grown-up stuff going on in my life. I still feel the same. That's the ridiculous thing about it all. I don't feel any different inside.
Right.
And but obviously we all look different, and that's kind of you can't get past that. So
no, of course.
It's been a great week. Thank you.
Oh, well, we've got it all to come, and you've come full circle because you are back here on the channel. You have given up your time for us today. I know it's been a busy, hectic week, so we're so thrilled that you are with us. And it was only a few weeks ago that, when I say a few weeks that we were chatting ourselves all about Rainbow. And when I found out that you were getting married, because I didn't have any idea at all, it just made me chuckle because of the story you told that you have to tell everybody now about your now husband's obsession with Rainbow before he even knew you were in it.
Well, he was not obsessed, but it's very funny. So when we first met, I thought obviously he knew that I was a performer, and and I thought, how long do you mention it before you mention I was in Rainbow? Because it's, even though I was very much a new kid on the block, and I only did a couple of years, when you mention to people kind of, they're blown away, and I kind of didn't anticipate it was going to be like that. And so what I did was I found one of the Rainbow annuals, which I looked particularly dubious in, and I opened it up and I said, "Who do you think that is?" And he said, "I don't know, I can't tell." I said, "I'm not surprised." But anyway, I then showed it. Obviously, it had my name above it, and he looked at me and he said, "You were in Rainbow. You were actually in Rainbow." And I was like, "Yes, I was in Rainbow." Blown away. And then for a few years, the place that he was working at, part of the initiation for people who were joining the company, he didn't tell me this at the time, would be to watch a Rainbow video.
Right.
The Zippy, the iconic Zippy's birthday Rainbow. So it was about 5 years before he actually led on to that. Yes, and so it's not, I suppose it's not something you kind of just tell people outright. And it's really funny, actually, because when you and I met, Sean, I put a little thing out on social media, and just to say that we'd met. And there were so many people that I worked with at Boozle who had no idea.
Oh, wow.
And it was really sweet because it was the ones that are kind of in their mid-30s. Actually, it might be even older now, mightn't it? 40 maybe, who were just like, the hell? And I'm always surprised at how iconic that program was and how much it stayed with people. It was really sweet, really, really sweet.
Yeah, it's nice when you're still recognised, or when people say, "I didn't know that was you," and to say that was your husband. I mean, that's a little tick. Absolutely.
Even I have to say, it's not just that. God forbid.
I know. Oh my word! But we had some fantastic stories, and you can find out all about Dawn's life before Rainbow and after Rainbow, and we'll touch a little bit upon it, I'm sure, as the podcast goes on. Mm-hmm. So let's go to your favourite, Mr. Bungle, Malcolm there. So I'm going to give Malcolm the job because every podcast we do, we always hear Ronnie's take on how Rainbow started. So we want to hear from Malcolm, and we want to know from you where the beginnings were for Rainbow and how it started out.
Well, for me?
No, as in the beginning.
Oh, because, I wasn't there at the very beginning.
Right.
It was, crikey. I think 72, did it start, Ronnie?
Yeah, I can give you the date because I have to have that written down because people ask me all the time and I can't remember.
I think it's first to Ronnie on this one.
All right. Well, the first programme was the 16th of October, 1972.
72. And I joined in 1981.
Yeah.
So it had been going 9 years.
Yeah.
Yes, because I think very early on we had a 10th birthday party, I remember, and we were in London Zoo.
Oh.
And they shoved Jane on the back of an elephant or something.
Yes.
No, we were having to lie on the floor in the mud.
Oh. And poor Malcolm had dressed in rather posh clothes. He thought, well, we're doing
I thought
this.
we were going to a posh birthday party.
Well, exactly.
I got to
ended up at the zoo. The things you'd missed, Dawn, the things you'd missed.
But it was actually Ronnie who introduced me to Rainbow, wasn't it?
Was it?
Yeah.
When the girl, Valerie, the lovely Valerie, who used to operate George, decided to stay at home and look after her children. And so they asked Ronnie, do you know anybody? There's Valerie.
There's lovely Valerie.
Gorgeous.
And then they asked Ronnie, and Ronnie sort of scratched his head a bit and thought, there might be this daft boy who might come along.
Right.
And that was it. And I went along thinking, we'll do one series and that will be lovely. And then 14 years later, it was still going. But yes, that was Ronnie was the introduction. And that was to be puppeteer for George.
Right.
And I think it was 1989 when they sort of took Rod, Jane and Freddie out of Rainbow, two for the price of one, I think, or buy one, get one free, or whatever you want to call it. But then they very quick, and then I became Bungle in that one. That's when I took over as Bungle.
Yeah.
But the producers then very quickly realised that perhaps they'd made a mistake taking Rod, Jane and Freddie out, and the programme really did need music. And that was when Dawn was brought in, I believe.
Yeah. I think I guess it was 1989. That was the year I first got married.
Right.
I think it was 89, 90 and 91.
Yeah.
Did we do them in 92 as well? I can't remember. I think so.
That was the last year.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
But you're so humble, Dawn, in saying that you were never a replacement for Rod, Jane, and Freddie, and you never.
No, I mean it was very sweet. I remember going for the audition, and I was just a jobbing actress, doing what I was doing. And I had a call from my agent. She was a lady called Sheila Kanani. She was proper old.
Oh,
And she rang me up. She said, "Darling, I've got a job, an audition for you. I don't know if you know the show. It's called Rainbow. Anyway, I've never heard of it, but they want to see you." And I went along, and I thought, it's one. You go for so many auditions when you're a jobbing actor. Didn't think for 1 minute that I'd get it, and I seem to think I had to take the old Casio keyboard along with me and sang Happy Birthday or something like that.
Was it a Casio or a Bontempi?
One of those. And then they said, "Oh, we'd like to see you again." And so I went back again and sang something else and got the job.
And you moved next door to the Rainbow. Our next door neighbour.
So yeah, which was lovely. I've got such a lot of lovely fond memories. And what I do remember was being ever so nervous because I knew I was joining a team of established people who'd been on the programme for so many years. But I just remember you guys being so lovely and so kind. It was just it was adorable. Very, very fond memories.
And Dawn was the only person, Ryan, to have her own kitchen.
There you go.
Yeah.
I did. I
You can hold that. You can
You had a
hold that.
kitchen. That's a bit sexist, isn't it, to only have a kitchen? To put, she must have a kitchen because she's a girl.
Well, that's what it was like, though, wasn't it?
Well, I guess it was. I suppose it was. It was
Yeah,
science.
she was cooking and cleaning and
Yeah,
all sorts. Yeah.
yeah. Doing
Even
all
though
that.
most chefs were men and they still are.
Yeah.
Did we only ever see your kitchen then, Dawn?
I had a kitchen. I think I had a garden. Well, obviously I had a garden.
Garden? Were we?
Yeah, but
Or did you pop over the wall or something? I don't know.
I think we sang to each other over the wall.
I think that was the very first scene you were in. You appeared over the garden wall.
Yeah.
Ah. Yes, I did a scene with Dawn with Zippy in her kitchen. I think we were baking my birthday cake or something
That's
like
right.
that, I seem to remember.
Yeah.
But,
And I remember watching it back and seeing what I had great difficulty in cracking an egg.
Oh, don't give me props.
No, it come across as very authentic there. And that was one of your favourite scenes because it held a special place, because for these two that may not remember, it went side by side with your daughter's birthday, so you got to make her a cake as well.
I did, yeah. Oh my goodness, yes, I'd forgotten I'd told you that. So
Yeah.
I had my daughter, and then not long after that, Ellie was born in 93, and she used to love watching the Rainbow videos. I don't think she quite worked out that it was me, but she loved watching them. And one year, she was maybe she was 2, and she was obsessed with that particular episode. And there was one of those outtakes where they make a zippy cake. And she indicated that she wanted a zippy cake, so I made her a zippy cake for her birthday.
oh, sweet.
Yeah. So,
We must stress that everything Dawn was in Rainbow, she's not behind the cameras. So the cake didn't come out as well as you'd hoped it would, like it did on screen.
no, it didn't. I was not the domestic goddess
No.
I was made out to be by any means, especially
And that Casio piano, you are a professional piano player.
I am, believe it or not. Never know it from press the button, go.
Yes. Do not watch Rainbow if you're thinking, Dawn, can you play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star? Yes, you can. Just about. Ronnie, let's go to you then, because what I found fascinating when I was doing more, not that I need to research up about you, of course, but the early days of Rainbow, the original puppeteer for Zippy left, I think it was a year or two after because of back injury, and that's really why you took over.
Yeah, well, in fact, it wasn't me then. It was a puppeteer called John Thurtle, sadly
Right.
no longer with us. He
Right.
took over from the lady puppeteer, Violet Philpott, who
Right, yes,
Malcolm and I both have worked with and known.
We all served
for
our
many years.
apprenticeship under
We
Violet.
did indeed. Anyway, and then John and his partner, Ian Allen, had set up this show called Button Moon, which
Yes,
was
lovely.
basically a stage show they'd done for a few years, but I suppose they'd asked, Charles, I think it was Charles Warren, look, this might make a good TV series. Anyway, he agreed, and John was busy making new puppets and sort of Ian was writing the scripts. And so he didn't really have time to continue doing Rainbow, and phoned me up and said, look, how about you coming in doing it now? And that's what I did. So I went and had a initial sort of, I don't think it was really an audition. It was more a meeting, a lunchtime meeting with Pamela Lonsdale, who was then the producer, and met the cast. Well, I knew Valerie, who was already in the cast, Valerie Heberden, who we've mentioned earlier, and she was playing George. So it was lovely. I thought, well, I know one of the puppeteers anyway. And I met Roy Skelton and Jeffrey and Stanley Bates and people like that. And well, the rest is history. I mean, I had lunch with them all, saw a couple of programs. It was a Wednesday, so I saw probably the 2 after lunch programs being made. And then I was told, the day after, oh, come in, we're going to start new series. We'd like you to start. I think it was, I'm looking at my notes. I started on Series 3, 29th of October, 1973, and continued till it finished. So,
1973.
Yes.
Goodness me.
I've had a lot of work done. It's all right.
Yes. But it is funny, though, isn't it, how just a small thing like that, a chance meeting or whatever, that you then go for an audition and then it changes your life, really.
Oh, absolutely.
It puts you on a totally different path that you never intended to go down, necessarily. But here we are, 50 years later, Ronnie.
Oh, my. Thank you very much for reminding me.
Yes, it is, yes. 50.
Is it really 50 years?
Well, 73.
Oh, my gosh. Yes, it is. Well, I'm no good at maths anyway.
52 years ago.
Wow. My goodness. And I'm still, going around with, look at my zippy shirt and everything. I'm still doing these Comic-Cons and things. So it's silly, isn't it, really? But it's fun. It's fun.
Yes, it is. And the good thing about it, and we know that from being out with lunch with Ronnie, nobody really batters an eyelid unless they know and he opens his mouth. So you've got that nice little secret, really.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, absolutely. No, it's nice not being a face, I must admit, because of, you hear all sorts of things like, oh, I saw that dreadful program called Rainbow or something, and you can hear wig, and people won't know, but I never heard that. I'm just making that up. But
nobody ever took my photographs falling drunk out of a nightclub.
No.
They wouldn't.
Well, you never know. It might be in this book. You can oh dear. Oh, have you finished, Ronnie?
Oh, yeah, I thought that was enough, really.
Yes. I'm so
Malcolm
that's the
thinks
quickest
it's
you've
enough.
answered.
I suppose it must be quite a relief but to be able to separate yourself, like you can separate the character from the human being.
Yeah. Although it's been a slightly more tricky for you nowadays, Ronnie, with TV appearances and your book. Let's have a ting for your book.
Oh, hey.
There we go. That's an Alison.
It is now out of print, I'm sorry to say, but I managed to get a whole lot of copies from the warehouse, where they store them all. So
I think the book cover itself is quite apt because it's showing Zippy in your face. Very clever.
It's a fun one. I enjoyed doing that. It was fun. I had a friend who worked the puppet, and I just thought it was great that because of Zippy being the know-all and loudmouth or whatever, it's not about him, it's about me, so shut your mouth up and it's about me, that sort of thing.
And also it's covering your face as well, because people don't really know your face.
I quite like that too. They initially wanted a sort of sweet picture with me sort of smiling or something, and then a little one of the Zippy, and we all we thought it wasn't quite right. It would be much funnier to have Zippy doing what he did, and I think it's worked. It's seemed to have sold the book, so that's good.
Well, absolutely.
So I'm getting my pension now. I'm sorry, I can't remember things like I used
But it's nice that the fans know more about your lives than you do. I often find that when I'm interviewing people, they often think, "Oh, you've jogged a memory that I completely forgot about."
I think also what happens is that when you're making the program, for the week you're doing it, it's all going on. But then once you've made it, you may not even watch it.
Right.
A lot of fans have watched some of the episodes hundreds of times.
Right.
And they know it word for word. And we remember doing
You're
it.
moving on to the next thing. So, yeah.
Yes. When we were doing 3 a week for 12 weeks, it was sort of by week 9 or 10, it was like if we sing The Wheels on the Bus once more, to go crackers. But they all melt into one, really.
Yeah. We've only got Dawn to blame for the wheels on the bus there. There was no wheels on the bus when it was Rod, Jane and Freddie. But I did like your Viva España. I thought that was very good.
Oh, yes. See, I remember that now. Viva España, yes.
Just done that.
You just jogged a memory, see? Yeah, see, I'm good, see?
Very good.
Yeah. Because you guys have been on my channel many times, and everybody's sick of me asking the questions. That's why this guy's here. We have a list of questions from followers, and we've got lots and lots, and so we've got to race through them in the hope that Ronnie gives 10-second answers.
I will do. I promise.
He'll try his best. So let's start with the first one. You go for the first one.
Yep. Okay. So these have all got names, and they're specific to the people.
Yes.
So this one
They're
is
compiled fan questions from viewers, young and old, and retro.
Young, old, and retro. So this is from Pop Goes Retro, and this one's for Ronnie LaDrew.
I mean, must say we haven't seen the only question I've seen is the second one, and Dawn knows what that is, and she can sadly no longer fulfill the request. But we'll read it out.
All right. So question one for Ronnie.
Okay.
Zippy is an iconic character. How much of you is in Zippy's personality?
Oh, everything.
Oh,
That's
such
quite an
lot.
interesting
I mean, I'm a shy introvert character. No, I mean, I don't know. I played it for so long, and Roy, voiced it for so long too. The whole character, and I mean, what a gorgeous character to play. A horrible, show-off, naughty, character, know-all. It was great to play, and then eventually voicing it as well. So yeah, no.
But, I think in his heart of hearts, he knew he was he knew he was a fake. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
You felt sorry for him sometimes.
Oh yeah, no, that's true. And I mean, what the perfect thing was to have George as the foil, because he was sort of very sad and all the rest of it, and that was lovely. It was a great combination of the two. So yeah, no. Yeah, of course, there's a bit of Zippy. I think there's a bit of Zippy in everybody.
I think the audience were always on Zippy's side. They were always on Zippy, even with the complaints you got from zipping his mouth for too long.
Oh,
Yeah. They were always on his side. And I always gently ease in my guests. Whenever I have a new podcast, they always say, Ronnie was the first. And by the end of 4 hours, I would say to you, Ronnie, you're more like Zippy than you think.
Oh, right. I think I take that as a compliment.
It's a great compliment, but it gives me a lot of headache editing, but I love it. I love it.
Well, people love naughty characters, don't they?
Course.
They like because they're you can sort of.
I think the naughty episodes are always the ones that stood out for people. Yeah, absolutely. So the next question, it's for Dawn Bowden from James TK. Now, Dawn was asked to do the Rainbow theme live on the piano, but she can't. She hasn't got a piano, but she can sing the Rainbow theme, though.
Oh, okay.
Yes, go on. Your dulcet tones.
Paint the whole world with a rainbow.
There we go. I would play it, my piano's out of sight. Right. So go to question number 3 for
Sorry, I was so immersed in this. I'm not paying attention to this. So this one's from
surreal, them doing a rainbow thing just off the cuff.
So this one's from Lawrence from Malcolm.
Right.
You've played a panto dame for years now. What's the biggest difference between pantomime and puppeteering George or voicing Bungle?
Oh, they're very different. They're both they're actually totally different. Which only goes to show how versatile and talented I am.
Love it.
I mean, the thing that is similar, as I said a minute ago was the fact that playing Dame, it is like having a mask on as well. So I do like hiding behind something. And obviously the thing is with Panto, it's live, it's happening there and then. And things do go wrong. Whereas TV stuff, if it goes wrong, you do it all again.
Yeah.
But I do love doing pantomime, but it's hard work. It really hard, especially when you've got 3 shows a day, like 11 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and 7 o'clock. They're a bit of a killer. But no, there are a few similarities, but they are totally different.
You still nowadays in Panto, do you reference your bungle days in Rainbow?
No, but I did. So with Bobby Davro in 2021, and there was a bit where he was sort of like teasing me within the thing, and then he suddenly turned round and told the audience who I was.
Oh, right.
Like make me do the voice of Bungle and all this sort of stuff. And I said, oh, Bobby, please don't, please.
He's funny.
He was lovely to work with.
You just don't know what you're going to get with him, yeah.
But sadly, we didn't do any more with him. But never mind.
Who knows? Who knows? We've got one more year to get him. Who knows?
Yes.
Right. Let's go to Ollie Oddsocks. That's a nice name. And this one is for Mr. Ronnie Ledrew. So, what was it like having? This is a nice question. What was it like having lunch with Sean and Ryan? And did Zippy behave himself?
Well, yes. You see, the lucky thing for Sean and Ryan was that Zippy wasn't there.
No.
And we were in a lovely restaurant called Crazy Cogs.
Lovely, wasn't it?
It's really nice.
Yeah.
And we had a lovely meal, and I'd never met Ryan before, so it was great to chat to Ryan.
You liar. He's forgotten.
There you go. I mean, you either take my word. No,
right.
No, it was great. It was lovely. I mean, and I was invited. So I had a lovely meal paid for me too by this lovely, kind gentleman. So no, it was delicious.
I was invited to that, but I couldn't come, if I remember.
I know.
I think you were, yeah.
I was on holiday, I think, or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I am a summertime born baby, so do go away.
I'll wait for my invite for this summer.
He'll wait for his invite for this one. We'll do it again. No, but it was lovely, and Ronnie was very kind to join us.
Wine and everything.
Yes, thanks to me.
Thank you very much. That stops me from going overboard.
Right, go to the next question.
So this one is from VHS Box for Dawn Bowden. Dawn, you made my childhood on Rainbow. What was it like stepping into the show after Rod, Jane and Freddie? Did it feel like joining a legendary show? And what was your favourite song from the series?
Ooh.
Oh, God, yeah, it was, what was it like? I was quite scared. Because as I said before, you're coming into a program that everybody's known about, and I mean, I didn't watch it as well. No, I did watch it actually but I'd have been older, probably when I was off sick. I'd watch whatever was on TV, so I would have seen it. But to go into a program like that and to walk into Thames Television on my first day, and then saying, "Oh, this is your dressing room," and being taken to get the clothes that I was wearing, having my makeup done, all of that stuff was
special.
I'd never had anything like that before because I'd just done theatre up until then. So it was quite daunting, but as I say, it was just lovely because everyone was just so kind, and it all felt very easy. I do remember, this has just come back and I've forgotten this until now.
Right.
I remember you saying, Malcolm, if you're not happy with something you've done in a scene, deliberately make a mistake.
Yes, or swear or something.
Do something because then they'll have to do another take. Yeah. And I'm scared to do that because I didn't want to be the person who was responsible for having to do another take, But yeah, no, it was. I've just got such lovely, fond memories.
You were taken to what was it? Harrods? That's where you were taken to get all your outfits.
Not quite Harrods, Sean. I don't think. So I've taken down. I do remember being taken down Oxford Street.
Right.
Clothes. That was quite special, quite special being bought the stuff that you were going to wear as Dawn on Rainbow. And I can't remember the lady who took me, but she used to do all the costumes. You probably, but yeah. And again, that was it was lovely. It was just it was a pocket in time of my life that I've got such fond memories of. Yeah, very special.
Well, I'm just going to claim it was Harrods. There's nothing wrong with Harrods. So you can say it was Harrods.
Other stores were available.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Right, who's the next one for? Right, this one comes courtesy of Matt H. And it's for Mr. Ronnie Lidry. Do you have any more shows coming up at the Little Angel Theatre? Would love to see you live.
Oh, that's very kind. I haven't got anything booked at the Little Angel, coming up, but I'm, as say, you just see me in Comic Cons or this pub chat I'm doing, and they can watch the podcast, but they're not live, are they? Really, sadly. But possibly Norwich Puppet Theatre, next Christmas, but they're not in London apart from the few things. So I do workshops.
Whenever we do a podcast with you, Ronnie, we couldn't do it live. We'll be here till next morning.
You're quite right. Yes, no, that's true.
You should see Ronnie at the Little Angel Theatre when he is back there, because it is a wonderful, quainty little theatre. It's lovely, and it was a great experience seeing you live. So, who have we got for the next one then?
Okay, so this next one is from Connor. Also for Ronnie.
Oh, popular is Ronnie.
Yeah. You've puppeteered on so many shows, but is Zippy the one people always ask you about first?
Well, probably because of the, longevity. What's the word? The length of the program. I mean, not the length of the program, but the length, how long it was on for. I mean, 20 years or something. We did Rainbow, so people remember it. But people often, talk about Sooty and Sweep, and then if they're Muppet fans, a lot of people ask about Labyrinth, the film Labyrinth, that I was an additional puppeteer on, and then I will come out with things like, well, I was on Muppet Treasure Island, I was on Muppet Christmas Carol and Little Shop of Horrors, and then coming right up to date, I worked with Tom Hanks on Pinocchio for Disney.
I'll just pick that name up.
Yeah.
Just
Ronnie was talking about Labyrinth the very first time he met this guy.
Oh,
it's funny because that was many, many years before I met my girlfriend Kat. But she's a huge fan of Labyrinth.
Yeah. Yes.
I completely forgot.
Right. Yeah. His whole family are
that's something I've got
meeting the Rainbow Cast.
Yeah.
So well, let's go on to question number 8. It's at Retro Tape Club. That's good, and it's for Bungle, Malcolm Lord. Was it a big jump going from puppeteering George to voicing and performing Bungle? And how did you make Bungle your own? That's a good question.
Ooh, right. Well, I suppose the thing is, I trained as an actor, but then my first job out of drama school was with the lady we mentioned earlier, Violet Philpott.
Right.
And I was going to be like her frontman presenter stroke and then do puppets as well. So then I learned my puppet skills with her, and then obviously going on to Rainbow. So I became a puppeteer more than an actor.
Yeah.
But then obviously when Bungle came up, it was becoming an actor again, really. And because I was following Stanley, who'd been Bungle for many, many years.
Yeah.
Obviously I wanted to not necessarily impersonate him, but be as close as I could to his voice.
Yeah.
And I think in the early ones I did, I was very much like Stanley, but then slowly he came a little bit more me.
I always say that you made Bungle more streets.
Right, more street.
Yes. Stanley was very posh.
Right.
Yeah.
You mean I'm common? I was common Bungle, so that's all right. I'll take it.
Yeah. You bring him into the 20th century. Right. So who's the next question for?
Need to make a vote. We are. Yeah, I know we are. Yeah, Nina Archie for Ronnie. Which rainbow sketch or moment made you laugh so hard you broke character or nearly lost control of Zippy?
Did that ever happen, Ronnie?
Well, I can't remember. I don't think. I mean, I can tell you things that happened in early stages. For
You
instance,
must have had some funny moments there. Behind
yeah,
the
I
scenes.
mean, I remember one of the very early times I was doing Rainbow. The puppets were at the window, and the credits were rolling, and I was so thrilled that I got through this. I probably was the first or second program or something, and I was, quite nervous doing the first one. And I remember standing up from the window and showing myself while the credits were rolling, thinking that it was finished, sort of thing. And they cut, and I thought, oh, what's that? And of course, I stood in view, so they had to. I mean, luckily, all they had to do was roll the credits again. But there is a funny thing. We used to do what we call black theatre, which were the two grubs that used to sort of do silly little 30-second thing.
That's when we were all in black.
Exactly. We were totally dressed in black, looking at a monitor, trying to see what we were doing with these weird little creatures, these little grubs, as they were called. Yeah. And it was known as, I mean, I always used to get terribly, slightly sort of cross because I wanted to get it right. And the others would sit there and go, oh, Black Death, oh, it's going to take all day to do, and all this, you see, all the cut. I mean, in a fun way. Anyway, that was happening, and I used to get, of course, that used to infuriate me underneath all the black thing a little bit, because I thought, I want to do this properly. Anyway, one of the things that happened, that was one thing, and then during that, somebody tied my shoelaces together once, so, and I sort of we did a take or two takes, I don't know, and I went to move and, silly things like that.
Yes.
What were you thinking of, Malcolm? What were you thinking of?
Sorry,
when was it Jeffrey had a girlfriend and Michelle was coming, a French girl was supposed to be coming to stay, and we were learning a little bit of French, and it was all going horribly wrong. And Bungle had to dress up as this, pretend to be the French girl arriving, and you can see me going round the back and all the costume falling off and on. We were laughing, and I remember when it came on and finally did something, and Roy was having hysterics, and he goes, "That was difficult." What I remember, and they decided it was so fun they kept it in, and that went out.
Yes.
So if you can find that episode about,
I'm going to have to go back and watch that.
French,
that's our job. Yeah.
You'll see that the end scene is all going a little bit wrong.
Brilliant. Well, authentic and as live.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Right. So the next question is for the lovely Dawn Bowden, and it comes courtesy of @PuppetCrate. Nice name. Did you ever ad-lib in scenes next door, or were things pretty tightly scripted? As when you were baking Zippy's cake, it looked like you were ad-libbing. And do you wish you'd done more children's TV after Rainbow?
So what was this question? This question was, did I ever... No, I never ad-libbed. Never. I was so frightened.
Really?
I never ad-libbed. I stuck to the script.
It was so natural.
I don't know about that, but anyway, no, I never ad-libbed. And there was another question.
There was. What about the children's TV after Rainbow? Do you wish you'd got into it more?
Do I wish I did? I did think I went for something not long after Rainbow, and then it was interesting because they said at the time that they were looking. There's a term RP, which is a kind of, I think, when I was in Rainbow, sort of I was on the tail end of that, where children's television presenters tended to sound quite, sort of kind of middle-classy southern accent, and not long after that, quite rightly, they said, no, we don't want that anymore. We want to, introduce all sorts of different accents and dialects. So I didn't get that one. And I don't know, maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I think I did do quite a lot of children's theatre after that. And And then obviously now the work that I do now is predominantly with children, but it's with learning disabled children and autistic kids as well. So I suppose even though I wasn't working with kids when I was doing Rainbow, there was something that happened to me after I did Rainbow, and then obviously I had my own children, did the stuff at Polka and thought, shit, I really like this. So I guess that wasn't, I didn't particularly wish to do it.
Right.
I found myself doing it, and I certainly love doing the medium of work that I do now, which is predominantly with kids.
Yeah. Oh, rightly so. One thing I will say, though, about the first part of that question is it's testimony to how the episodes were written, because it was almost like they were unscripted.
Yeah, it was conversational, so it's that's why perhaps they think Dawn was ad-libbing while she was cooking, but it would have all been scripted.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, what are we going into next?
Okay, so from Sam from Birmingham.
Oh,
For Ronnie, if Zippy had a day off from Rainbow, what would he get up to?
oh, that's for you, Ronnie.
Well, no, I've got to be now. Well, I mean, I think he'd just do whatever he does on Rainbow. Quite honestly, he'd get up late,
Right.
complain about his breakfast, generally just do things and maybe annoy the neighbours, not Dawn, but sort of.
The other
I
side.
think he rather liked Dawn. Actually, enjoyed
Yes.
cooking with her because it was his birthday and he was helping cooking the cake. No, but I don't know really. I can't think. I think he'd probably like to make personal appearances, which of course he still does every now and again.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
his ego's quite big.
Yeah.
I think it would be that sort of thing.
Still likes the
really.
limelight, then.
Yes.
I think we
And he
all
knows
do
everything,
sometimes.
doesn't he? He's unique.
Yeah.
He just knows everything. So.
He knows everything there is to know about everything.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Right. The next one is from @Kids TV Fan 1974, and it's for our Panto Dane here, Mr. Malcolm. So, which was harder, sitting still for hours in the bungle suit or doing Panto double without laughing?
Ooh. Well, fortunately, when we made Rainbow, I didn't have to have bungle on for too long because
that was a good thing.
we used to do sort of a lot of it would be what we call rehearse record. So we'd rehearse that scene, then record it, and then go on to the next scene. So I'd then get out of it.
Right.
Occasionally, sometimes we'd want to do two or three, one after the other. So I'd stay in it. But we always there was always this big wind machine fan that I could stand in front of to keep cool. But when I found it really hot is when doing bungle in panto or when we did some of the stage shows.
Right.
And suddenly you go on and you're on stage for like 20 minutes under all the lights, and I would get very, very hot. And I can remember being poorly once at Liverpool Empire and take the head off and be sick, which was not very nice. Not very nice. And then Panto Dame, of course, is usually I change costume every time I enter.
Yeah.
And I think the most I've ever had was 14. So change costume 14 times. And that I find the hardest work because you're pulling everything off and then pulling the next one on and putting on again. And that's quite tiring. So, I think being a Panto Dame is slightly harder.
The next one's for Ronnie, isn't it?
You've worked with some amazing puppeteers, but who was your biggest influence?
Oh, that's a nice question.
Oh, wow. Well, I suppose everybody that you've worked with, you pick up stuff. But, I mean, I suppose my first influence was a man, I mentioned him already, John Wright, who was the founder-director of The Little Angel. I mean, he was this amazing chap who literally ran the theatre and carved the puppets, chose all the programmes and all the rest of it. And he was quite influential. I think Violet Philpott, believe it or not, she was a wonderful, nutty, crazy, lovely lady and did amazing glove puppet shows when she, with this wonderful character called Bandicoot and the Lion and Miss Polly and all these lovely characters. And she was an influence. Her husband, Panto Parko, who was A.R. Philpott, lovely man, again, an influence. On lots of different people. But John Blundell from Birmingham. I mean, he was again. These are all people that I met during my early days, but influenced me and always encouraged me to continue doing puppetry. They all thought I had some sort of gift to do it, so they were the people really. And then coming right up to date, it's lovely meeting the younger puppeteers. I'm president of this puppet guild now, and I meet a lot of younger ones, and they're really some really clever people. The guy that gave me this shirt is a guy called Phil Fletcher, who does Hack of the Dog on BBC. He's a great friend. He's a total nutter, but really nice person. And Warwick Brownlow Pike, who does Dodge the Pup, in another great person. So all the there's all through the generations I've met people that have influenced me, and but also I hopefully I've encouraged them too. It works both ways really.
You've been an influence to lots of people. Yeah, right.
Brothers thing, isn't it?
I know that's coming up.
That's his era.
2020s. So the next one comes from Magsy. I like the name Magsy. It's for Dawn, and this one's quite a nice question. It's a funny question. You might have to do a little bit of admitting on this one.
Oh.
Did you get to keep anything from the Rainbow set? Any souvenirs? Were you in the hotel scrounging around for the little loo rolls?
Well, all those clothes they took her down to Harrods and Oxford Street to
they're all in her wardrobe.
You still got them upstairs, haven't you, Dawn?
I was going to say.
All those block colours.
I'm teasing.
No, I think the only thing I took away was a really lovely black and white signed photograph, which was signed by Charles Warren and I think Sheila Kanani.
Producer then, yes.
For my time on Rainbow, and that's the only thing I've got. And I've got some comics, and I've got a couple of these are all in the loft. I've got a couple of annuals.
Right.
I've got somebody did buy me, and I've got an enormous 19. I think it's probably about a 1970 Zippy upstairs that somebody bought me. From
Oh, lovely.
which is very sweet. But that's all I've got.
Yeah.
Didn't get to take anything away. I'm sure that the rest of the gang probably had loads, I would imagine.
Well, Ronnie does. He can give you a few bits. Malcolm's give everything to me.
Yes,
I feel like I need to send it back.
Well, nothing from the studio very much, actually. I mean, all the merchandise when they started at last. I mean, they took ages before they decided maybe they should produce merchandise. Anyway, when they started doing that, I've got mugs and I've got a teapot with a zippy thing and T-shirts. Oh gosh, T-shirts.
But I've given them all away. Someone goes, "Oh, here, have this," and I suddenly realised.
I know. I feel so guilty.
I've still got some rainbow badges. I've still got some rainbow badges.
Have you? Well, I've got about 5 left, I think, and I had a big envelope full of. I must have had loads of them.
From SEMA.
And I used to give those. I give those away, and then rainbow pictures up.
He's going to give everything back now.
But
even behind you, all the video cassettes you've got behind you.
Yes, there are some of those are rainbow things, but they're all VHSs, because of the old days, they're not DVDs. They just stay up there. It's a bit like the loft.
Right.
They're not all. By the way, they're not all rainbow. I mean, there are other things as well.
Yes, a lot of adult things. We're staying on Ronnie.
Sorry,
we're staying on you, Ronnie.
Oh. Gosh,
because this one's quite interesting. I quite like the idea of this one.
Right.
This is from Zippy Rules OK. Have you ever tried doing a dramatic Shakespeare monologue as Zippy?
Now's your chance.
Oh, right. To be, to be, or not to be. That's just, no, I mean, I know. Zippy wouldn't, think to do that really too much. I suppose if he was paid a lot of money and lots of lovely food, he might, do it, but no, he hasn't done anything like that. He would say he'd know it all. He'd know all the speeches, because he would. But he doesn't. He knows nothing. But
he played Hamlet at the National, didn't he?
Well, of course, yes. But that, of course, was for about a 5-minute. No, I mean this is rubbish. But no, he. I don't know. He'd do it if he was asked and he was paid enough. I mean, it's not puppeteer speaking. The Zippy would,
Right.
But I don't know. whether it's Zippy's cup of tea, really. I think he'd rather send it all up, really.
Yeah,
So
maybe.
anyway, there we go.
He likes to say, I think that maybe more George.
Yeah, George might take it a bit more seriously.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
he might have a few cues.
Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo?
Exactly.
Yeah.
To, to be sweet, everybody go, oh, isn't that
That should be
sweet?
your
You know?
job. Could be my job soon. Yes, exactly right. We're going on to Trev from Cheltenham, from Malcolm Lord. You've worked in costume as a voice actor. What's the biggest challenge switching between those roles?
Which roles? From
George to Bungle.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Well, when you're puppeteering, you've only got the puppet, so
Right.
it's very physically. You've got to be there. You've got to hold him correctly. Well, Ronnie would tell you all that as well, and
Yeah.
be in the right position. But when you can use your voice as well and move around,
Yeah.
in some ways it's easier. Except you've got to learn the words. That's the only.
Oh, right. I see. Yeah.
You've got
Yeah.
to learn the words. Whereas when we were on Rainbow with Roy doing it, we didn't have to. We knew what was being said, but we didn't have to like learn it word for word.
Right, but you kind of had to be in sync.
And we were so in tune with Roy that even if he ad-libbed, we'd be there somehow.
Right.
But yes, it's once you put that head on, you've got to know it.
Yeah.
I didn't always know it.
Right. Not that it came across like that at all. Not at all. It's a nice question next for Dawn, isn't it?
Yeah,
I like this one.
Yeah, I quite like this one. This is from Rainbow Days TV for Dawn.
Yeah.
What was your relationship like with Jeffrey behind the scenes? He always seemed like such a kind soul.
Sweet.
Yeah, he was lovely. I mean, he was lovely. He was quite. I think for me, he was, of all of the team, was probably the most private of all of the teams. So I don't think I ever really got to know him in the way that I did the others. But he was incredibly nice and decent and not intimidating. You know, not grand, not anything. But I think I don't know whether you guys you knew him a lot better than I did. But I just felt he was quite a private guy.
Yeah, he wasn't perhaps as extrovert as the rest of us.
No. That's right. Yeah, he was.
Didn't get much chance, bless him.
No, absolutely. Because we've got all. We were all quite loud people. I mean, Roy and myself and Malcolm, if I don't mind. But I mean, we were.
Where's Malcolm?
I was a little ray of sunshine.
Yes, he was so shy when he turned. And look what happened after a few episodes of Rainbow. Whoa!
Right.
That was the wine at lunchtime.
Of course.
They served you wine at lunchtime.
Well, we'd have a glass now and again.
Yes, right. Which just proved how fantastic he was on camera, that he was able to just switch into that person. Yeah, absolutely. Right, the next one, and I like this name. It's at Zippy Biscuit Tin. Has Zippy got a biscuit tin?
May have. I haven't got a Zippy biscuit tin.
No, you've got a Zippy.
Yeah, I've got a teapot.
Teapot. Yeah. But we need a Zippy biscuit tin. I think. That's
right. I've got a Zippy mug which you can put a biscuit underneath it. Somebody gave me that.
I don't think that counts.
No, that's not a tin, is it? No, quite.
But anyway, it's for you, Ronnie, so you can carry on the conversation. Which guest stars or moments from the show stand out most in your memory? Oh, you had loads of guests on.
Oh gosh, yeah. And this is where I find it really difficult to remember everybody's names. But I love people like Pat Coombs. I mean, there were special people that we got to know, and they came quite a few times.
Yes.
Patty was lovely, ever so sweet.
Patsy Rowlands as well.
Patsy Rowlands, another one. They all played lovely aunties and things like that. They were really lovely.
And Liz Smith.
Sorry?
Liz Smith.
Oh, Liz Smith was hilarious. Yeah, we had wonderful character actors and actresses. No, it was lovely. Most of them were lovely. I loved oh gosh, see, this is where the names go. I mean, I did she was in The Good Life, who was oh dear, the TV series, and they'd just done the Good Life series on BBC to the Queen, and she'd come to the
Penelope
studio.
Keith or
Not Penelope Keith, the other one. I remember, asked
Felicity Kendall.
Felicity Kendall, lovely. Yeah,
I was just going to Google it.
Yeah, I mean, there was lots of people who were just such fun, and there were people too that were terrified. Actually, I think were told to read a story, and I think they thought they'd be looking at autocue or something, and it wouldn't, they'd just look down occasionally to pretend. And they didn't. Pamela, in the days when Pamela was producer, it was always a case of look straight to camera. And I mean, that's, for an actor, it's terrifying. You've got nothing to work off. And some of them are really, really scared and just about managed to do it through just through their professionalism. But I mean, poor things. I don't think they came back. They might have done it once and then shot away and thought, God, that was much harder than that.
And also we'd have a few where if they were acting within the scene as well, they wouldn't look at George and Zippy. They'd either look at us underneath or over at Roy there, because you think, no, you've got to look at the puppet.
Yes.
Right, okay.
That's true.
Right, yeah. I interviewed Gabrielle Bradshaw.
Oh, yeah, she was sweet.
A few years back. Yes, I love the episodes with her because she's so arty. Yeah, and the comedian that you worked with as well that was helping Zippy tell all the jokes.
Oh, gosh, that was...
Tony Wise?
Yes,
Tony Wise.
Yes, exactly. He was lovely. He was wonderful, very sweet. And Roy was absolutely thrilled to be doing the scene with Zippy, learning not saying the joke properly, and him doing, and they all the sort of the producers. I mean, I think who was producing? Was it Charles or was it Pamela? I think it was Charles in those days. And it was like we all had to have lunch at the executive dining room, and all that. We were treated like very royally, But he was a darling. Tony Wise was lovely, very sweet. Well, he's been in the business. I think these lovely people have been in the business for years and years. They know what it's all about.
They know the trade. They know the trade.
Yeah, absolutely.
Becky Luton is the next question.
Okay, so from Becky, also for Ronnie, I love you on Sean's channel, and you have done so much on it. What was your favourite thing besides this one? When you met Adi Hyman, who is on the Bidding Room TV show.
Oh, that was wonderful.
Oh gosh, blimey.
Bless him, bless AD. He was a bundle of joy. He phoned me up after the podcast ended, and he must have spoke to me for about half an hour and just said, I can't believe I've met Zippy himself. He was bawled over because he brought the puppet heads from the Rainbow Live shows on the Bidding Room TV series. And
whacking great things.
Yes, he lost contact with me and said, I've been trying to track you down because Ronnie, you know Zippy, and I want to meet Zippy. And then it just led from one thing to another. And after that, he's met countless people, thanks to me. And he's just so happy that he's...
No, he was a lovely personality, had great fun in it. Obviously adored the programme, loved the characters.
Oh, fantastic.
And he's full of, he's obviously done a lot of presenting and, with the programme, his programme. And so he was
we did
very
that
jolly
with
and natural.
James as well, didn't we? It was James who came on.
Oh, yes.
As well.
That's right.
So
the two of them were on together, weren't they? Yeah.
Yes. I remember James was at a pub. He was outside just enjoying the sun. And there was good old AD in a lovely suit, thinking, I'm going to take this really serious. But he has not stopped talking about it ever since it happened.
Oh, sweet. Well, he was very nice.
Wonderful. Yeah. For a man of his age, in his 50s as well, to be just as excited meeting Ronnie as I was the first time, it just goes to show the age difference and the influence that this man has had.
Age is just a number. We don't worry about it.
It is.
Yeah.
Right. So let's go on to, from two people, Lisa and Graham, and it's for Dawn. So, was Zippy ever difficult to control in scenes? We know he was naughty. What were you like under that table, Ronnie?
I was very, very, very nice.
Can you confirm this, Dawn?
Yeah, Ronnie was lovely.
Thank you, Dawn.
Very difficult. But Dawn was all scripted, wasn't it? And I think Dawn had a slight air of keeping him in check. Best that she could, but I don't think it really worked.
No, I don't think so. What's the next question?
Okay, so this one is from Ollie Oddsocks for Malcolm.
I like that name, Ollie Oddsocks.
What advice would you give to someone who wants to be a panto dame? Is it harder than it looks?
Well done.
Well, yes, it is actually harder than it looks. I think people think that just because you're a man and you put a dress on, that automatically makes you funny.
I know.
And it isn't. That's the least of it. My
You
advice.
rehearse a few jokes, that's it, you're done. It's not.
That's it. And they think you're making it all up as you go along, which again it isn't. It is all scripted, but yes, there are some ad libs. But I think the best piece of advice I can give is you're a man playing a woman, whatever, is to just play the part. That's the important thing. You know, if you're Jack's mother, poor old lady on the farm, that's what you play. Forget the fact that you're a man in a woman's frock. Just play the part with truth. And then all the silliness is fine after that. But you've got to play it with truth.
Yeah.
Just running around going ooh doesn't work.
Dawn does that on a daily basis.
I on a daily basis. Yes, every time I finish with Ronnie, I'm like, "Oh, I've just met Ronnie." So let's go to the next question. Right.
So this is from Tate Deck the Horse for Dawn Bowden.
Okay.
Did you write any songs for the show or have input on musical moments?
No, I didn't. I did actually write a song, and I can't remember why I wrote it. I don't know whether it was suggested, but it was a song about shapes, I think, but in the end, I don't even think I got to play it because I think it was suggested, would you like to write something? So I wrote something, and then I think Christopher Lillicrap had already written something, so it never got it.
Right.
Yeah. So no, I didn't, and I had no input into the songs at all.
Right.
Yeah.
You will play this.
Yeah. I want to go back to this question by Sasha. It is funny because I think it's quite interesting because we've got two people that might be able to answer this. What was it like still playing Zippy after Rainbow ended without any of the other cast? Because we know you went on to the Tetra program and you had Malcolm there who was playing Bungle, but he wasn't.
Well, yes.
Yeah. Are you asking me? And I'll answer. Start and then.
Right. Okay.
Well, basically, I auditioned for it. The thing is, it was the head of children's at the time, and I've forgotten his name straight away now.
Julian something. Was it Julian?
No. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
He'd bought the brand and he owned Tetra Films. So, and then I don't know how I think John Thurtle got in touch with me and said, I've got to make a new set of Zippy and George. You know, they're about to do a new Rainbow. And I went, oh, right, okay. Anyway, he possibly said, let's ask Ronnie. But there was about 5 people that went up for the audition the day that I went in Tottenham Court Road, Tetra Films. And I remember, because I was lucky, I went with Zippy and George puppets. I had them, at home. We'd all had a set. And so I did feel a bit sorry for some of the other people who didn't even have a puppet. And of course, you had to attempt the voice. So I attempted bar voice. Anyway, and the guy who was director and producer for the program was a guy called Paul Cole, and he, don't call us, we'll call you. And then he called me and said, yeah, we'll use you. And that's how it was. But anyway, that was the story of that. So yes, he was different and a bit harder. It was lovely doing the voice, and it was quite fun. And but
my first time being introduced to you as Zippy Ronnie. So yeah.
Oh right, yeah. Well, yeah. I know. I'd heard it for so many years, and every now and again, I used to do the voice if Roy didn't appear when we did these outside events like opening fates or whatever, because it was difficult to hide Roy somewhere through talk through a microphone. It was all that technical stuff. So I had done it,
We didn't want to wash it down between us, did we, Ronnie?
No.
But while you were still carrying on, Malcolm, you were doing other ventures. I don't think I really remember the program that you were in, Mole in the Hole, but
Mole in the Hole.
Remember the characters being very much similar to Rainbow.
Yes, and there was a cat and a dog that were very similar to George and Zippy, and Jeffrey was presenting as well.
Yeah.
It was quite a nice little program to do. We did it all on location. And it was for, I'm just trying to think, it was for GMTV or something. It was
GMTV, yeah.
breakfast telly. And the first series was absolutely great, and then the second lot, well, I won't go into it, but whoever
Right.
in charge wasn't doing their job properly, shall we say. So
And
we
completing
were left with
episodes.
sort
Yeah.
of like 10 unfinished episodes that then had
Right.
to be knitted together, and it was all a bit... So it sort of, that disappeared as well. So maybe they shouldn't have touched Rainbow at all. They should have just left it as a memory. Trying to
Maybe.
cash in on it didn't work.
Maybe. But if we do close our eyes and watch Mole in the Hole, we can kind of see Rainbow in a different.
Oh yeah, it was very similar. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, from Jacob
Right.
for Dawn Bowden. What have you paid us? I can't.
Let's have a look. Sorry.
I can't wait for your podcast to come out. Well, what was it like to be invited onto Sean's channel?
Right.
Oh, really lovely. It
Yeah.
was really lovely. Yeah, because I suppose, it's just such a long time ago, and so much of life has gone by, and,
Yeah.
I'm completely different now, to how it was then. So it was really nice to go on, and it act as a reminder. In fact, it's been such a long time, and it was only like a couple of years of my life, maybe 3 years of my life. So I had to do a lot of thinking about, to remember stuff, some of the stuff that you actually talked about and asked. Triggered some further memories when I came off the podcast. No, it was very, very sweet and very flattering, and yeah, really lovely.
Oh, well, it was lovely to have you on. It was a joyous podcast, and it'll be out by the time this podcast comes out. So that is good. I like this next question. 31.
31.
Yeah, that's quite funny. This one's for both you, Ronnie, and Malcolm.
Yeah, sorry, did you want me to read?
Yeah.
So, for Ronnie and Malcolm, were Zippy and George really best friends behind the scenes? And did you get up to any trouble under the rainbow table during filming?
And that's
Well-
a Zippy and George fan 88.
Look at us two, little angels.
That's going to
we
be
are.
in my book.
When
In
is
my
your book
book.
out, Malcolm?
No, I'm not
One or
writing.
two little-
No, we used to have a good giggle, but
We
that
did,
fell
of
under
course
there.
we did.
Especially if we were in the bed.
Yeah, bedroom scenes were
Half the bed had a base for Bungle to be on, but
Right.
then there was nothing there for us, and we'd be lying on the floor under the bed. The things we would say and do in
and of
off
course
camera.
all we saw was the picture of the puppets. So in my head, it was the puppets
It was
doing
the
all the
puppet
naughty
being
things, not me.
Yes,
You know.
Right.
So,
I'd be appalled at what they did.
oh, absolutely,
Yeah.
we were shocked, weren't we, Malcolm?
Yes.
You know.
I'm surprised they still wear pajamas to bed and was naked in the day.
Well, there was a no. I
Bungle
can't even
Bungle
go
wore
there.
the pajamas. We only
Yes.
had nightcap or curlers.
Exactly. Yes, and of course George got more and more. I mean, you put curlers in George's hair. You know, I mean, it was fun. It was.
Brilliant.
We did all that larking around in the camera rehearsals because
Yes.
the cameraman, had done things like Morecambe and Wise and very
Yeah,
brilliant dramas, and they suddenly had to come into Studio 3, which was like a little cardboard box compared to some of the other big studios, and they loved it. They
loved it.
They were a perfect audience for us to be naughty, and of course we were professional people, so once the cameras were rolling, it was all back to the normal thing. But I think everybody loved it. It wasn't just the puppets. I mean, we all joined in and did silly stuff. But that's after a few, once we got to know each other and got to know the camera crews and everything.
Right.
Well, we'd
Here's an
just be gossiping,
interesting.
wouldn't we?
Sorry.
Sometimes we'd just be gossiping under there.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. We're on. Oh, we're on.
Ooh.
Things I would like to hear under that table. And under the rainbow table. That's a new documentary in itself.
Yes,
That
yes.
definitely needs to happen. You've got the books that explain it all. So for those that don't have any idea, it's all in.
Oh, is it all in there? Yeah.
Look at that. There's Bungle in his 2 to 1.
Oh, I love that. Yes,
Isn't it
I remember
wonderful?
him doing that.
Oh, brilliant. Just for the older fans who don't want their childhood wasted youth on that book, you can go and get it.
I was just wondering,
Oh,
because
right.
we were speaking about the end of Rainbow.
Yeah.
When Rainbow ended, this for any or all of you at this point, when Rainbow ended, do you guys think Rainbow had run its course? Do you think it had its day?
26 years.
Or do you think they could have done more with it?
No, I think it would have survived a few more years, I'm sure, and before it was made into a cartoon or something.
Right.
Because I think, because we were early 90s. I think
92 or something, was it?
Yeah, I think we could have got to the millennium at least.
Yeah, I agree with Malcolm. I think the thing is, it was the different generations of people. I mean, we always had up and coming new children that watched it. But the thing is, the television watching thing has changed, hasn't it? It's all streaming and stuff, and I think it was beginning to. No, it's beginning to change, and so I agree. It probably would have lasted up to the I can't say millennium.
I think it could have done many moons.
Yeah.
You've got to look at Sooty. Sooty has always been there.
Well, yes, it's still going, although they're not making as many programs as they did. There's a lot of theatre work going on, touring and stuff, and the various theme parks that he appears.
Absolutely. Well, we're on to the last few questions. So, comes from at Panto Legend 75 for Malcolm Lord. Someone thinks you're a Panto legend. I agree.
Legend.
Yes, I quite agree. What's your favourite Dame costume you've worn? Any wardrobe malfunctions live on stage? Oh, goodness me. Spill the beans, Malcolm.
What's my favourite costume?
You had 14 in one go, didn't you?
Right, yes. If you give me 2 seconds,
yes,
I'll go and get a picture of my favourite.
Oh, go on.
Oh, lovely.
This will be worth 2 seconds.
Exclusive.
I like it. Exclusive indeed. I do like Malcolm's armchair.
Yes, it's very, looks very cosy, doesn't it? Very nice.
It does. Yeah. What are you sitting on, Ronnie?
I'm sitting on a very boring office type, swivel chair. Nothing terribly exciting, sadly.
I've got a couple here.
Right, let's have a look then.
This is one of my favourites from Jack and the Beanstalk.
Whoops.
Which is just a lovely little frock, but on my head, is it reflecting back?
Yeah, it's reflecting me, and I'm covering it, sadly. Oh, that's better. Oh, you've got
it
that way.
There you are.
Yes. Oh, look at that.
And on my head is a big kettle.
Oh, that's
and steam comes out of it.
Brilliant.
That's brilliant. That
It
is
comes on
lovely.
and steam comes out of it.
So who were you playing there?
That was that's Jack and the Beanstalk.
Right. Okay.
Yes. And then this one is from a finale outfit, which is probably my favourite. Look at.
Oh wow.
Oh wow! Look at that.
Oh, it's very Danny LaRue, isn't it?
Like Carnival.
Yeah.
With the feathers.
That was one of the ones I inherited from John Inman.
Oh, wow.
Wonderful. Only he could inherit that.
Well, yes.
Fabulous. Lovely walk down costume. Gorgeous.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, that.
Very glamorous.
We've got some pictures
Oh,
as
Ronnie,
well.
you might just see in the corner here.
Let's see.
Oh, is Basil.
Oh, yes.
Oh, it is as
lovely.
well.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I just did an interview with Basil just 2 weeks ago for the Guild, the Puppet Guild. You know, it was 25 years since Mike Windsor, who was the guy that looked after Basil, we've got to say. And he'd done it for 25 years. But Basil came along, and I was Mr. Ronnie to his Basil, which was quite fun to do. And he's hilarious. You know, it was great fun. But
Right. So we're coming on to the last few questions now, but this one's quite interesting. It goes to Ronnie, and it's from Marty and Jules. Did Zippy ever have a rival? Were there ever talks of introducing another puppet character into Rainbow? I know you saw Zippy's family.
Ah, well, he didn't have a rival, but he had a cousin called Zippo,
yes,
which Roy wrote into when he was writing the script. And so, and he was very, basically, he was an older Zippy puppet that we put a bow tie on.
Bow tie,
just to put
voice.
The baseball cap he might have had?
Yeah. And so he turned up, and I used to find it quite difficult because Zippo's voice was Zippy's voice, but only slightly slower. And it was quite difficult. Every time Roy would want to talk, I'd want to do Zippy's
Right.
voice. If we were on together, we
Right.
didn't always be on together,
It's
but
quite
that was the
soft
only.
and posh.
Oh, I'm just trying to think. I don't think we had any other relations. I think George had. We did a thing where there were we're all babies, and I think there were still shots.
They
and
were
we
all
dressed-
photographs, yes.
There were photographs,
Right.
weren't they, of different family
Wasn't
members?
there a Georgina or Georgette?
Yeah, I think
There
you're
was an
right.
episode where we dressed up a
Oh,
George.
wow.
Yeah. No, you're right. I think you're
idea.
absolutely right.
But
I don't know whether I operated it or somebody else came in to do that. I can't remember.
Yeah, we occasionally had people coming in to do
Yes.
if it was
If we had a
an
third,
extra character.
yeah.
Right. Okay. What's the next one?
Yeah, this is from Rainbow Theme Forever for Dawn. If you had to sum up the heart of Rainbow in one sentence, what would it be?
It would be paint the whole world with a rainbow.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that lovely? Oh, I like that. That's very apt. Very apt indeed. Right.
We've got one for each now.
We have.
Haven't we? We've got one more for each.
We've got one more for each, and that's it. So the next one comes courtesy of Greg from Coventry, and it's for Ronnie. What was the audition like to become Zippy's voice, or did he choose you?
Well, basically, I knew I had to do the voice when I went along.
Right.
This is for Tetra films,
Yes,
by
right.
the way. And it was Alan Horrocks. It suddenly came to me,
Alan
the name
Horrocks,
of the
yes,
guy
that's the
who was
name.
head of children's, who owned the Tetra films. Anyway, no, and I did actually practice at home a bit, try to get, a sort of
Right.
Zippy type voice. And luckily they chose me in the end. I'm sure it was because I had the puppets there as well. I bet it was awful, really, when I went, because I very rarely auditioned for, sounds like bragging, but it just didn't sort of happen too much with puppet jobs. I seemed to be recommended by somebody, and then, the job's yours type thing. But anyway, no, that was definitely, I did work on that a little bit, try and get it as close to Roy as possible.
Right.
I think we had a conversation about that when we met out for lunch, didn't we?
Right.
Because I was wondering about the voice, wasn't I, when we
Oh,
met
yeah.
in London?
The difference in
Yeah.
the difference in
remember
voices.
that.
Yeah, absolutely. So the next one is for Dawn, isn't it?
Yeah.
The last one for Dawn.
For Golden TV Time for Dawn,
Right.
were there any unfilmed scenes or abandoned ideas you wish you had made it to air?
Oh,
No, apart from maybe the song.
The song
Yeah.
you never got to
We spoke
do.
about that.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been that would have been quite iconic. But no, there was nothing was abandoned. It was all went according to plan. So
Right. So we haven't got any deleted scenes then that we can compile into an episode.
Well, when they up in the control room, it was committed to tape, and we didn't have editing, so it was
Right.
filmed chronologically. So by the time we rolled the credits, that program was ready to go out. So
Right. Okay.
if anything went wrong, they basically wind the tape back and tape over it,
Oh, I see.
so to speak. So
Warts and all. Yeah.
what's and all of it. So all that sort of stuff disappeared. It was never
Right. Okay. Interesting.
remember, there was an episode about transport, and I've got this recollection of sitting in a cardboard box, and we were.
That was probably singing Wheels on the Bus.
But at the end, I've got a recollection of, I don't know what we were singing, but that we were sort of wheeling these little trucks and cars and stuff, and one of them sort of rolled along and hit the other and went over the edge of the counter. And I remember watching that one and think, yeah, it stayed in.
Yeah, that's it. No time for editing.
No, too
Other
expensive.
mishaps do stay in, don't they? Yeah. Right, we're on to the last question for Malcolm, and it comes courtesy of Kathy L. Then we're ending on a question for everybody. So this one comes from Kathy. What's harder, playing Bungle in a suit or reacting to Zippy's chaos playing George?
Ooh,
That's a hard question.
Earlier, they're both very different.
Right.
I did have a soft spot for George, I have to admit.
Right. We all have a soft spot for George.
Well, yes. And although I wasn't doing the voice at the time, and I think because Ronnie and I, we were probably the longest pairing, weren't we?
I think we probably were, yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think we got so in tune with each other,
Mm.
and the same with Roy that even if Roy ad-libbed or something, we knew.
No.
And there was a way. It was almost the way how Roy breathed in that we knew whether he was going to do George or Zippy. Sort of. Or sometimes he'd make a mistake and do the wrong voice. But
Oh yeah, that was hilarious. Yeah.
with it.
You said that without moving your mouth, George.
But yes, I'm sure there were times when either Malcolm or George wanted to ring Zippy's neck.
Oh yeah.
Well, let's go to the last question.
This is for everybody from Zipman34.
Zipman.
Zipman and Bobbin.
Yeah, that was
If
brilliant.
Rainbow could do a crossover with another show, what would that show be?
Ooh.
Gosh.
Well, we've kind of done that, Ronnie, on this channel because Zippy met Fizz from the Tweenies.
Oh yes, that's true.
Very
Yeah.
modern, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good question.
I'm just thinking about it.
They used to do a lot of crossovers with Sooty and Rainbow, so...
Oh yes, I mean Sooty always appeared as a guest quite a lot, partly because Matthew was one of the singers originally before Freddie and Roger Walker came along. But I think he was. Oh, we had a lovely guy who did Punch and Judy.
John Styles.
John Styles, who's lovely, and he came in and did a little bit of puppet stuff as well, which was nice.
And Lenny the Lion, remember?
Oh, Lenny the Lion, yes. Terry Hall we had in.
Yes.
That's right. That was extraordinary. That was a bit of my childhood, my goodness. But no, we've been lucky with, certain guests and stuff, but I can't think of a program that we cross. So I think Rainbow was very much its own.
I know certainly
thing,
when we had them doing them in pantomime, that most of the pantos, they weren't part of the story as such. It would be like Rainbow Spot. And we kept saying, Jeff, why you could give George and Zippy parts. George could play the fairy, or Zippy could play the town crier, or whatever. They don't have to just be that little rainbow.
Yeah.
So quite a few times we did things like that, and it was great. It was great. It's like Basil Brush.
Yeah.
When I did panto with him, he was Buttons.
Yeah.
Cinderella, and you sort of think that's not going to work, but it did.
Oh yeah.
It does, yeah, absolutely.
Play the part.
Absolutely. It's taken a while to get through them, but thank you, everybody that has sent in your questions.
Sorry, that was me.
Lots and lots for Ronnie. He's very popular, as we well know. So while we wrap up, we're going to come on to a little bit of present day, aren't we? So we've got some little bits and pieces that we're going to talk about. Dawn in particular, I love the work that you do at the moment with the Bamboozle Theatre Company. So do talk to us, those that haven't seen the podcast that we did. Talk to us a little bit about your involvement with that.
Yeah, so I've worked with Bamboozle Theatre Company for 20 years now. And I'd kind of fallen out of love with theatre, and I was doing some facilitation and stuff, working in education and outreach at what was our local theatre at the time, the Haymarket. And Bamboozle just happened to be in the studio. And I went along and to have a look at what they were doing, and I thought it was amazing. And then they asked me to come and join as a performer, and then I did quite a few years as a performer, and now I facilitate and lead on some of the sessions, and I'm also a trainer. We're a theatre company, and we've been going for 30 years now, and we use theatre as a way of opening up the world to children who are profoundly disabled, autistic, hard to reach, whatever you want to describe these young people. And they've got three areas of work. So we've got our theatre and touring work. So we tour nationally and internationally. We've been to Shanghai. I was lucky enough to go to Australia with them because our work is pretty groundbreaking, certainly abroad. And then we have our family work, which is the work that I'm very heavily involved with. For a beautiful autism project for kids on the autism spectrum and their family, which is outside on a beautiful wildlife spot. And they've also got an education and outreach area of their work, because we've got an approach that we use that underpins all the work that we do. And we train that work in schools with teachers and all around the world. So it's an amazing company. When I started working for them, very small. The guy who runs it is a guy called Christopher Davis, runs it with his partner, Sue Pycroft, who I think you know, Ronnie, actually.
Yes, I do know. Yes, lovely. Yeah.
Puppets, wonderful puppeteer. And now we're a national portfolio organisation, so we get regular funding from the Arts Council. Got a core team of 14 people working in the office. So,
wow, very nice.
Of freelancers, and I'm still lucky enough to be one of the people that they still employ. So it's been a complete game changer for me, because it's I think for me, I went from sort of performing was starting to mean nothing to me. I just couldn't, I didn't, I'd fallen out of love with it, I suppose. And the ego side of it, I guess, more so than anything. And what I've been able to do with this is use what I know and can do, but for for a very worthwhile purpose. Yeah.
Lovely.
Definitely.
I'd quite like to work for someone like that.
Yeah.
I do miss panto. I do miss panto. I'd love to do another. Yeah.
We're not hinting at anybody there, Malcolm. Fairy godmother's calling for this panto, Malcolm. You've got one right there. Well, let's come on to you, Malcolm. And you mentioned a little bit earlier about this year's panto. Tell us what it is again.
It's Jack and the Beanstalk. So I'll be playing Dame Trot, Jack's mum. And we've got someone, Jennifer Ellison.
Oh, wonderful.
She's going to be playing Poison Ivy.
Yeah.
So that's about all I... That's about all I know. I was fitted for costumes last week. So I know what I'll be wearing. Why I'm dressed as a hot dog at one stage, I don't know, but we'll carry it off, I'm sure.
Street porter and a hot dog.
But also I'm involved. There's a local theatre here. And a couple of years ago, they started a youth group.
Right.
So pretty hands-on with that, encouraging sort of 12 to 16-year-olds. And they're a really great group. We put on Agatha Christie's And Then There Were None, and they played all the parts very successfully. They just did Treasure Island. So no, that keeps me busy. But I'm trying to be busy doing nothing. It's retirement time.
Busy doing nothing. But the theatre has kept you very busy in recent years, so...
Yes, it does.
Yeah, it's a completely different world. And there's nothing like an instant, spontaneous reaction that you get from an audience when you're on stage. It's wonderful.
No, I mean, theatre is my first love. Of course, I enjoyed all my time on Rainbow, but it is a very different medium when you're just performing for a camera. And it's sort of like rehearse it, film it. Whereas as Dawn would know, if you're in a show, it grows and it changes, and it's great fun. If you open in a play there and 3 months later, it'll be quite different. You get time to just change how you do things. Whereas telly, it's done there in the can forever.
Yeah. And
50 years later, we're still talking about it.
Yes. And they're still saying they're still here and they can still do it.
Yes. I know there's a few of us gone now, I'm afraid. But...
I know.
Tomorrow it's 4 years since Freddie went. That's the ones I've got some of those.
Yeah.
Is it really? Wow.
Yeah. Freddie's anniversary tomorrow.
Oh, that's we've pitched this perfectly. I remember the first time I found out, we were actually in the podcast room together, Ronnie, and you told us that he'd passed. Yes, it's been 4 years since I've known this man. I know, it's been a long time. Yeah, exactly. So let's come on to the good man himself, Ronnie, and theatre has kept you very busy as well. So we're going to be here for another 5 hours because you've got so much to talk about. Let's just
yes, quite.
It's
5 minutes.
I know. It's just the busiest man alive. This man
not
here.
Really. I mean, yes, I am. I'm very lucky. at the moment I'm doing lots of Comic Cons, but I did do some nice, wonderful films, recently, which was very nice. It's meant I could have my house, the front of the house, painted a bit, so it looked as though, because it was the shabby house on the end, and all the other people all had gorgeous looking, and I thought better do something about that. My neighbours say, "Oh, I'm glad you're having it and all this," but and a nice hall carpet, which is quite nice.
Oh.
Yes, and the kitchen's been done, and the hall. Anyway, so that was paid by lovely Tom Hanks and his company or Disney for the Geppetto. He played Geppetto. I was his Geppetto's body double, if you like. I did the tiny bit of puppeteering of Pinocchio. That was about 3 years ago, I suppose, or something. And then lastly, year before last, I did a film called A Quiet Place Day One, which is a sort of, I was doing panto at Norwich Puppet Theatre, and I got this email saying, would you come and, be a puppeteer on this film? And they never give you any idea of what it was. And I said, well, maybe, when do you, would you come to London? We'll talk to you about it. And I said, no, I can't. I've got 3 shows a day in Norwich. But anyway, I did a Zoom meeting, but I didn't have any puppets with me. I was in my digs, but anyway, they seemed to like what I, did. And I had a marionette little boy puppet made by a lovely puppeteer who's a brilliant maker as well, a man called Peter O'Rourke. And he made this gorgeous little boy figure. And he basically came on stage, blew up a balloon, and it was a rubber tube that went through, and it looked lovely. Suddenly it got bigger and bigger. And then he floated up in the air and floated around the stage. And then sadly, the balloon popped and he fell down and looked up at me, and But so anyway, that was the little sequence I did for the film. And and that was all on, what do they call it? Huge, great big screen in the BFI in the middle, and it was out for a bit last year, and it did quite well. They're making another one. I mean, it's a franchise. I think they've made about 3 films or 2 films before my one, and now they're making the 4th one now, sort of thing. But that was fun. That was great. And then I do a lot of teaching. Sorry, I will stop in a minute. And do lots of stuff. This year is the centenary of the Puppet Guild, which, as I say, I was president of. So we're doing lots of events for that. So I'm going up to Coventry, doing it at the Belgrade. We're doing a sort of mini puppet festival for a weekend. I think that's in July or something. I can't remember the dates. And lots of Comic Cons, and hopefully back to Norwich for Christmas, which is very nice. So yeah, haven't really stopped. As long as one keeps busy, I think you can keep fit and enjoy what you're doing. There you go. It's lovely.
Yeah. And Ronnie, he's just confirmed again that he's very, very busy. Yes, very, very busy. Yes, very busy indeed. You are not as busy as Ronnie. You never will be. But you have every right to be busy. So yeah, it's been great fun reminiscing over Rainbow and having. It's been a bit different for me because I've had you by my side, and I've had a lot of fans asking questions. Some of the questions that I may not have thought about asking, which is nice. And we've had different questions because, as I said before, all of these people have been on my channel before. So it's been lovely to have you by my side as well, and giving you the chance to ask. Yeah. So everybody knows where they can find my podcasts. Everybody knows where they can watch this podcast and all the rest of them as well. And everybody knows where they should be at Christmas with this guy here. We're certainly going to make a trip down. It could be his last. We're going to try. It could be his last. We're going to try. Well, we will definitely.
There's a lot of trains to crew. There's lots
of trains to crew. Yeah, lots of trains to crew. Yeah, lots of trains to crew. I think we're all going to be making a trip down there. We'll be sitting in the front row thinking,
go east a bit to Norwich as well, which would be nice.
Yes.
But
and to Norwich.
I'll be there.
And to Norwich too. Well, guys, it has been an absolute pleasure talking to all of you. I'm going to divulge in myself now, and as I do with all of these podcasts, I am going to ask somebody, well, actually, let's have everybody tell our listeners why they should be tuning into this podcast. So, Ronnie, would you sign us out as Zippy, please? And we'll have the wonderful Malcolm joining in as Bungle.
Right.
Hello, it's Zippy here from Rainbow, and I just want to say it's been wonderful talking to Sean.
Zippy, let somebody else speak. You're
Oh,
talking.
It's about me, you know it is.
No, it's about all of us. You've got to learn to share, Zippy.
Now. I'm talking over you because I like to have the last word.
Dawn, reach up and zip him up.
I will zip him up. I will zip him up.
That's you done, Zippy. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye. Wrong show. Oh, great fun.
I can't do it in person.
You can't. And Dawn just has to be Dawn now. Dawn is just going to sign us out with a song. She has to be Dawn. We wouldn't have it any other way. Listen, it's been magical, and I thank everybody for joining us. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, click on the like and notification bell, go over to the Facebook page, and do everything in between if you want to hear. I think it's becoming a Rainbow S channel now, Ronnie. We've got Rainbow everywhere. I love it. It just doesn't seem to leave us. And it's been great that you've been able to join us.
Yeah, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Thank you for asking me.
Thank you for joining. Thank you for asking.
Thank you for allowing me to come.
Thank you, and goodbye.
Okay then.
Bye, bye, everybody.
Bye.
See you later.
See you soon.
Bye now. And here comes the theme. Definitely. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Paint the whole world with a rainbow.